Hello everyone, today we're gonna analyze a game a subscriber sent, which is Eduardo Temes facing Nelly Muradova. As you know, you can send me games anytime, and he also asked me some questions about the game. I will answer as the video unfolds. So the game starts with e4, e5, and we have the PETROV defense, also known as the Russian defense. Very solid opening. And knight takes e5, d6. Not knight takes e4, because this is known to be unprecise because of queen e2. You have to play queen e7, and after queen takes d6, d4, pawn takes, knight c6. Now you don't defend the e5 pawn because that could be dangerous. I'm not gonna stop here and analyze theory forever. But I will tell you the good move is knight c3, and white is better in the endgames. So after d6, knight f3 back. Now knight takes. Now that the knight is no longer on e5, and it's no longer there, shielding and stopping the queen from defending. And after d4, occupying the center, queen e7 was played. Now, you may say, this is super weird, and you're right. Because it may be threatening knight c3, knight g3, but we're not so dumb. And we're going to place a bishop on the e-file, and the queen is just going to be misplaced. So after bishop e3, d5 was played. Bishop e2 was a tiny bit more precise, because we're already castling, playing rook e1, and taking advantage of the fact that the queen is on e7. What's the queen doing there? And after d5, c4, striking and putting pressure on the center. Queen b4 is no longer a problem, like in the game, because b2 is not hanging. And yeah, that's about it. And the lady is like an elephant in a china shop. It's like, boom, clumsy. So after bishop e3, d5 was played, bishop d3. Note that you cannot play c4 as you would like to challenge the center, because queen b4 is a bit annoying. Well, actually you can. I'm lying a bit, but it's not the best. And bishop d3 was played, good move. And now queen b4 was played anyway. And after knight d2, bishop f5, defending this guy, queen c1 was played. Eduardo was scared here. He was like, don't take my pawn on b2. But you shouldn't be like that. Don't be scared. Just castle. And if black takes, very strong move here. Boom, knight g5. And black is in deep trouble. Queen coming to f3, putting pressure everywhere. King is in the center still. Position is actually just lost. So knight takes, bishop takes, and now you could say, but hang on a minute. Queen is attacked, and the bishop too. How are you gonna solve this? Don't worry, check. So you have to do something about your king. So you play bishop e2, because of course you don't want to be moving your king and allowing bishop takes d3. Bishop e2, knight comes to c6, castles, long castles. Now, I already see some people saying, there is a bishop hanging on e2. And go, queen takes e2, my precious bishop. But, as you may have seen, the bar just escalated. Because you just play rook e1, and you say hi to the queen and hi to the king. And decisive advantage for white. You know, with opposite side castling, chances for attacking are huge. So after rook e1, queen d7, note that queen f6 runs into bishop g5, and queen d6 runs into the beautiful b4. Boom. All the pawns are marching and going towards the black monarch. And if you take the pawn, which you should, because it's even worse otherwise. Rook b1 is coming, then the queen joins the party, and after b6, a4, playing a5, threatening to throw some rocks at the king side, which is actually the queen side in this case, but the king is there. Bit ironic. A5 stopping it, queen comes in, sliding into the black territory, and after king b8, bishop takes a5, white is winning. But after queen d7, good move, bishop b5 was played, which is quite tempting because you're playing knight e5 and attacking everything there. But black could have played f6 and everything is fine. c4 is not so dangerous because you can take, and d5 is controlled. Instead of bishop b5, again, boom, b4 was strong. And bishop d6 was played against bishop b5 instead of f6. And this is a very, very bad move. Why? Why did you do this? But shit happens. And poor Nelly Muradova had to face the move that Eduardo played instantly. Boom, c4, opening up. And now a6 was played, which is unprecise too. But position is already very, very bad because, as you can see by the arrows, everything is coming black's way. Bishop e4 was interesting because at least you create some bishop f3 ideas, you defend indirectly everything, and queen c3 is interesting here. I like this calm approach, just avoiding any trouble, typical grandmaster move. Otherwise, you can get into the deep troubles here with bishop takes f3 and pawn takes d6. And if queen g4, you could think, I'm getting mated. No, bishop f1 defends everything. And then when the rook comes in, the bishop comes and defends everything and may come to g3 if necessary. And after rook e6, for example, bishop g3, and after takes, bishop must go to e4 and then f3. And we're winning the game. So bishop a4 was the answer to the unprecise a6. And this is a mistake because bishop takes e6 was stronger. And after queen takes c5, bishop has to go back, knight comes in, and yeah, very, very bad position for black. Bishop to a5 and queen e4 is a very strong idea, attacking everything, and again, black is lost. But bishop a4 is not so bad, and on d takes e4, d5 was played. Good move, taking advantage of the fact that the knight is pinned, as you well know. And bishop takes h2 was played. Desperate times call for desperate measures, and black thought, I may as well win some pawns over here. And after king takes, queen takes, black has 3 pawns for the piece, but position is lost. Why? So that was one of the questions that Eduardo asked. So look at the pawns. The c4 pawn and the c7 pawns are 2 from the 3 extra pawns, and the other one is the h7 pawn. Are they really going somewhere? Nah, they're doing nothing. No pass pawns, not really close to becoming a queen, and here there is no compensation for the piece. So bishop takes c6 was played. Great move. Just get rid of the possible counterplay. Queen takes, bishop c3. Here knight e5 was better because you just get back c4 and if necessary you go to e3 threatening the bishop too. So this would be kind of game over. f6 was played now, controlling the e5 square, which was necessary, and queen comes in. Now the rest is not so interesting because it's just winning, but there are some things to comment still. After bishop d3, the rook comes in there, boom, punch. As you know, the rooks on the 7th, they're kind of good. And after rook d7, rook e1, queen c5. So Eduardo was a bit worried about a move like queen d6, exchanging queens. He thought, if I don't have any attack, the pawns may become dangerous, but not at all. Like queen takes, for example, and bishop a5, pawns are going nowhere. They're going to be blocked by a very strong knight on d4, and we have rook e8 ideas with mate. We're also taking g7 in some lands, and it should be quite easy to win. And on queen c5, queen g4, very strong move was played, pinning the rook. And after queen d6, king g1, and bishop g6, he took g7 anyway. And you may think, don't I have f5 here? And then the queen is attacked, and the rook too. But the bishop now is defending the rook, so no problem. We can take the pawn, and the rest is easy peasy. You just come back, put pressure on c7, and then the queen comes and says hi to the king. Queens are actually quite eager to say hi to the enemy king. I don't know why, but they like them. And after queen d3, queen a7 comes in, and queen b8, rook d1. And that's all she wrote. Nelly said, let's call it a day. Let's go home, some rest, and think about that queen e7 in the opening, and go to the next game. I hope you enjoyed this commentary, and if you also have games you want to send and analyze, I'm here for that. And I hope you're enjoying your last years, I don't know what I'm saying, your last days of the year, and see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.